Hey there, haters of the internet. This is Tyrell. I want to do a quick intro to this podcast. I've been a fan of another podcast called Report This Post, which is similar in vein. They read a lot of articles on the internet that are pretty disturbing, and they're fellow haters of the internet. So I reached out to them and asked if they wanted to be on the podcast, and one of them said yes. So that's what this episode is. It's featuring Christian from the Report This Post podcast. So I hope everybody enjoys it and has a good time. Love you. Bye.
I hate the internet.
Hello, and welcome to I Hate the Internet. My name is Tyrell Lardman, and with me today is
Kevin.
Yeah. And today we have a very special episode. It's going to be very exciting. Kevin, why don't you tell them why this is a special episode?
Okay. Well, we have Christian here from the Report This Post podcast, and Tyrell's a really big fan of it. I haven't really listened to it, but they're really nice guys. I listened to the one about the frat and the sorority, and I was like laughing super hard. And
I told Kevin that I bought an episode, and I was like, hey, you should listen to the Taylor Swift episode, and he goes, okay, and then listens to the frat one.
Listens to the polar opposite episode of the one you purchased.
Oh, are those polar opposite? Do you think?
I mean, frats and Taylor Swift? Maybe. I guess. I don't know. It's been 20 years since I was in college, so.
You don't think she was in a frat?
No, I don't think.
Okay.
I think she went to college. So.
She didn't go to college?
You don't have to. No, she didn't. I don't think you have to when you're that talented. I don't know. I never even heard her music, so.
James Franco
Sorry.
went to college.
Yeah, so welcome, Christian. Thank you for joining us on the podcast today. We're super
problem.
excited
Thanks
to
for
have
having
you. We were kind of talking a little bit before we started the podcast about how Geiger isn't joining us today.
Correct.
Because he's gallivanting in Europe. I'm assuming I don't know Geiger, and I've never met him or talked to him, but I'm assuming Germany based off the podcast, or just
his I think culturally and belief structurally wise, he's pretty German.
Pretty German
when it comes to stuff. I would say pretty German. I would be shocked if he were to take like a 23andMe test or something that came out he was like 98% Greek or something. It would actually probably destroy his life and be really funny. So maybe that's something we can do for a bonus on our show.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Get that Geiger, just swab his mouth and
that or Jewish.
Kind of mutt he is.
What? But so what do you mean, like when you say beliefs? As far as German, I just thought we should clarify.
Yeah. So on our podcast, we which is called Report This Post. It's a similar kind of in the vein of you guys, where we go onto the internet and we find a bunch of ad posts from people, and a real gold mine for stuff for any topic really is a particular website called Stormfront.org, which has a certain a certain group of people really like to use it, and they have certain thoughts about other groups of people, as well as everything else online, including things like Nintendo games or the Golden Girls, surprisingly. So one of the running bits on the show is Geiger often sides with the guys that post on that website.
The Daily Stormer.
Yeah, a Daily Stormer-esque kind of thing. Yeah. He will claim he's serious about it, and then I have to eat crow. And when people are like, "Is he actually racist?" It's like, no, he's not. But I'm glad everybody thinks that. I'm glad everybody thinks they spend
that's genius.
6 hours a week hanging out with the most racist man in Florida, which is an odd title to
that's
uphold.
The best
really
way.
tough.
That's like the best way to handle just being German. Don't you think?
I hope we get to do this someday with Geiger, because Kevin's half Jewish, so that'll be really fun.
Which half, Kevin? The upper or the lower?
Well, it can't be. The upper. I don't know which would be worse. I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Well, the lower is going to be circumcised.
I'm gonna say, well, I don't want small pee, but I also don't want small brain. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right. Yeah, we're kicking it off already here. Great.
But what does that mean?
Oh, we got an anti-Jew thing already.
Oh, yeah.
We're only 4 minutes into the episode. This is great.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff I'm used to.
I can't believe you
on my
put this.
show.
I can't believe you put those out there. Like, are you not like worried?
No.
No.
We've had people that we used to in our show store where we have like products and stuff. We used to have a Stormfront T-shirt, but it was done in the Supreme font, which was Geiger's idea. And some person found it because they were mad at. People get mad at Geiger online a lot, which is why he's no longer on Twitter. So somebody got mad at him and then found the show and then found the site and then was like replying to everybody that followed him, like, this guy's a racist, right? And they're like, yeah, I guess he is, but I don't care. So that was pretty cool. But,
wow.
Yeah.
So, but you really did get. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, we've gotten quote unquote canceled or tried to before, but also it's like a big sort of who care sort of thing for me.
Yeah, how are you going to get canceled doing podcasts?
As long as you don't make it, you can never.
as long as we keep circling the bowl on success and not getting there, I think we'll be fine. So
exactly.
We keep around that hot 40 listener mark or whatever we're at, and we'll be good to go. So,
Wait, you guys, are you stand up comedians? Was that?
Nope.
You're not.
Nope. Geiger used to do stand up recreationally, if there's such a thing, but he and I are
at the
actually
YMCA.
both trained. No, just like local bars and stuff. But he and I are both like trained graphic artists by trade.
Oh.
So
how worried are you by? I mean, do you both work in graphic? You mean like graphic
AI
design
stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not worried at all.
You're not?
Because it's no, man. Because it's going to be one of those things. It's honestly going to be like a fad. I think it's going to be like NFT shit, where it's going to be like, in 6 months, everybody's going to be sick of it. And it's going to be the next thing. So
no. Well, people are going to. Dude, you're screwed, man. What was I going to say? No, it's like people are going to use it because they have to for their job or whatever. Like if you're a graphic designer, for example, the graphic designers.
Say for example, you were a graphic designer.
For example.
Okay, let me try to imagine that. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So think about what that would be like, and just imagine that like a robot walks in, and he can draw everything a lot faster than you. He can use computers because he is one, and so he could just do it in his head and then like plug his head into the printer. Sometimes you don't need printers because they use websites for the ads and stuff. So he could plug his head into the ad, and then Tyrell, what do you have
to give you a little bit of an insight? I work mostly with startups that are I do ad space work for startups that are in the AI space, and like 97% of the people, those people don't know what they're doing. Like they don't know what their product does, they don't know how to sell it. So that's part of the reason why I'm not all that worried about it at this point. Maybe in a couple years, but right now I'm like, oh yeah, this is.
I feel like by the time the AI takes over, like there won't be water and everything.
Oh, I'll have put a bullet in my head long before.
Wait, but how do you not? If you make AI, how do you not know? What do you mean by that?
Oh, I don't make.
Well, they're
making
artificial intelligence because they don't have intelligence, so they need.
Yeah, so I'm doing the work for the people's AI because the AI can't do it yet. So, pretty funny.
What? Oh my God! So the AI, you're basically working for the AI.
Yeah, for the most part.
The CAI.
Maybe the AI actually is smart enough, and it's so human.
Oh, you know what it is?
It's developed laziness.
I'm like the batteries in the Matrix. I'm in the little pod. I'm in the goo. And that's me making their little ads to sell to other people that say like, our AI can make your ads for you, and then I'm like the one actually making the ads, but I'm in the goo. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's a very important goo job.
Dude, that's a goo job.
Important for him to goo him job. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why do you get such a good job?
Because the guy that runs the company used to be my mentor at my last job, and he hired me.
Oh,
So-
wow. Oh, by the way, this is what I was thinking, and you guys did not bring this up about fraternities, was the despite all the apparent sexual, what's the word again? Rape.
Yeah, rape, assault.
Yeah, a sexual assault. Like that's how you get a job. It's just like you.
Such a soul.
Well, no, no, you. Oh man.
I mean, up until recently, yeah, but the world's
Yeah, back
changing
in
in
the
quotes.
80s, up to 70s and 80s.
Well, look at Hollywood. Like everyone's either being or doing sexual assaulting, and I think that's how they got all their jobs. So it can't be a coincidence.
No, it can't be. I think, we can edit some of this out.
What do you? You want to get rid of this?
No, we'll keep it.
All right. I mean, I asked my boss at the milkman company. I work overnight as a milkman, so it's basically like
a graphic designer.
yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah. You're
It's-
delivering a product to clientele.
Yeah, I've run over like 3 rabbits at this point. But anyway,
And sexually assaulting a lot of husbands' wives.
yeah, exactly.
That's a typical milkman. Like,
Yeah, you have a lot of children out there that don't know their actual father. I get it. Yeah. It's
Anyway.
a real classic kind of setup. Sure.
They said I couldn't get fired, so like I'm feeling pretty confident right now. Just
So you're put into
right.
So you're starting on rabbits, and then
Yeah.
cats, and then you're like neighborhood dog is up on the list. Next, you're gonna
Oh,
have you're gonna be like a World War II pilot. You're gonna have the little silhouettes of all the animals you run over along the side.
Oh yeah, I mean, I just saw some fucking horses in someone's backyard the other day. Just
Like swerve off the road.
Yeah.
Let's go.
yeah, what were those doing there though? But yeah, so I'm not worried. Oh yeah, but frats. Okay, but the real thing I was gonna say is like the dynamic, the social dynamic of like two guys talking. They're like, "What are you gonna do after college?" And one's like, "I don't know." And he's like, one guy's like, "I'm gonna go work for my dad." And then, he's like, "Maybe you could come work with me and my dad." What's your dad do? Oh, he's like the president of what's a big company?
IBM.
Yeah, IBM. He's the president of IBM. And you're like, cool. I'll have that job. And that's how you get jobs. Do you not believe that?
that is, yeah, no.
That's business 101.
As a
It's all who you know.
Yeah, as a milkman, I'm surprised you don't have a better job. You really have a grasp of how to get jobs.
Well, I got this one.
You did, and when they hired you, they also said they can't fire you.
They did. They said they wouldn't.
That's amazing. You're hired, and we will never fire you.
Yeah.
You're hired and you can never leave. It's like, oh, well,
Yeah.
They told me
they're
they
the
were
worst.
there's a high turnover, and the last guy they tried to hire was like a really, really good employee. But so we were like, what happened to him? We thought he was gonna get hired. And the supervisor was like, oh, he was a drug dealer. So I guess he got, but that would be like a really good way of distributing drugs.
Yeah, I feel like a drug dealer's already a pretty good job.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need to be a milkman if you're a drug dealer.
Well, you could be like, you could have 2 jobs at once, basically.
Yeah, you could.
Get your clientele to sign up with a dairy company, and then it's like a 2-for-1
Yeah,
for you.
you're just dropping Molly in some of the batches of milk and getting them addicted to Xanax and all kinds of stuff.
They're like, wow, this is some really good milk. And it's like, yeah, it's the unpasteurized stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep bringing that stuff around.
It's no preservatives.
I
It's
feel
those-
really good. I slept for 15 hours straight.
Yeah.
Didn't even warm it up. It was just out.
All right.
Christian, we appreciate you being here today. We did look up your Wikipedia page and saw
My Wikipedia page? Oh,
Yeah.
the report this post one?
No, I found one. It says here Christian. If I typed in Christian and Wikipedia, and what came up was Christian is a 1939 Czechoslovakia comedy film directed by Martin Frick. So it says you're a film based on a French play by Yvonne No, and you're in the style of an American screwball comedy such as The Lady Eve or The Awful Truth. And I just thought that was really interesting. I was just wondering what it was like to be a Czechoslovakian film.
I get this question a lot, actually. And boy, that is you really threw me off here because I was not expecting that. Normally, when we do stuff, we go to simple Wikipedia, which is like the English as a second language Wikipedia. If you ever checked it out, I really suggest it.
Yeah.
Here's a thing. I don't even know where Czechoslovakia is.
No one
so
does.
I can't even speak to this. You put a gun to my head and put me in front of a map, I'm a dead man. So, I'm
Yeah.
looking this up now. Boy, that's a lot. There's a lot of tildes and umlauts on that movie poster, making me feel uncomfortable to see it. So, just gonna go close that out.
Okay.
You worried me for a moment that you said that I had a Wikipedia page because I do keep a. Do you guys keep a thing on yourselves? Like if you put a Google alert for your name to make sure nothing comes up. Like my big thing is like I don't want to have like a wiki feed account pop up for me anywhere. I think that would be kind of a bummer if one day somebody just like sent me a message and was like, "Hey, I found your wiki feed," and then if I logged in and I had like a 2.4 out of 5, I'd be really bummed, honestly.
Yeah, you got a low score on your wiki feed.
Yeah, I'd be like, "Oh, what the hell?" Yeah.
Like I'm not a 2.4, I'm a 2.6. Easy.
And then I'm just like doing everything in my power to like just slip my feet into everything, every photo that I'm putting on. I don't want to like make it seem like I'm doing it, but I'm trying to raise that score a little bit for the pig lovers out there. So.
Yeah, little piggies.
Well, there used to be an app in college, and I don't know if it's still there, but it was where like women rated men. And so I wanted to know like what my rating was because only somehow they made it so only women could be on the app. And so I had one of my lady friends, like I was like, "Oh, come on, let me see the app. Let me see the app." And she was like, "No, it's only for women." I was like, "Hey, come on, just let me see it, I was just, why not?"
What was this app called?
I was thinking, why won't she let me see it? And then finally, like, she relented. She was like, "Fine, look at it." And then I was like, "Oh, okay, I see why she wasn't letting me do it." It was like a 4.5 out of 10 or something. I was like, "Oh."
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's like a D.
You think that's
like a
good?
C minus, right?
Yeah, 4.5.
Pretty sure that's an F.
I mean, yeah, because they want to F you.
Oh, F is for fuck. Okay. All right.
I was like, oh man, I really messed up my college career by not using my what is that, hot or not rating?
Yeah.
Is that what that was?
Oh, yeah. Were you in college during that time?
Oh yeah, I was early 2000s. Yep, I was one of the first Facebook user guys because it used to have to be in college to get Facebook. Boy, that was fun.
Yeah,
That was
you guys
fun
were
to
like
get.
fairly internet famous for like before you started the podcast. You guys,
Geiger he has much more following. Geiger has been online actively. I think we've probably both been online for the same amount of time since like the mid 90s, but
Whoa.
he was like big into on Something Awful back in the day.
yeah,
So pre-weird Twitter days, so a lot of that carried over to his online presence. And then he at one point had a pretty popular podcast called The Flower Hour, which started off as like he would have a different like person from Twitter on every week to like talk about bread recipes, and then it turned into something else at one point.
oh
And
right,
then he stopped doing it. Yeah, Flower Hour was really good. That's actually how I met Geiger, was through the Flower Hour, and then it turned out that we had been following each other for like 7 years or something, and lived within shouting distance, which is always a fun thing. So.
Whoa,
that's
that's so
adorable.
organic. It's like such an organic way of.
And now we just we spend time together. Our families do think we go on little family trips together and stuff. And boy, tell you what, the two of us together can't make eye contact to save either one of us. But damn, there's something there, some sort of chemistry, I guess. So
Wow.
wonderful.
what did you do on the internet in the mid? What was there to do in the mid '90s?
Oh, buddy, I was hanging out on StarWars.com. I was printing out pages about my favorite characters for like all the guys in Jabba's palace. I had a whole freaking binder full of that stuff. I would love it. Back in the day, you would be printing out a physical copy of a digital website so that I could look at it later. Uh,
What?
Yeah, it was awesome. Like the color printer, it would literally take like 25 minutes to just download one photo and print it.
The printers went pretty well. The printer I remember went like doot, 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 doot.
the dot matrix
Yeah.
boys, yeah.
Yeah. But even that was like
Yeah.
early 2000s.
Did you ever, Kevin?
Yeah, that
You're a lot
was
younger.
awesome.
Did you ever have dial-up internet?
Yeah, but I don't remember it.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that was dial-up internet. I think is a rite of passage that like Zoomers will never understand. Of like, boy, I want to get online and talk to my friends at like 11 o'clock, but my parents are asleep, and I gotta like sign into a machine that makes like the same noise as an air raid siren.
Yeah.
So it's gonna wake everyone in the house up.
Do you know what that sound was for? Like, why have that?
It's how
It was just
computers talk to
going
each
through
other.
modems.
Oh,
So.
Yeah.
so that we learned to just make it so that they didn't.
Instead of like making a nice sound like today, like you log on to like Discord, it's like it was like
Right.
It was like 9,000 car accidents happening at one time.
It's like your
Exactly.
grandfather getting out of bed. Were there not like forums you could go talk to people though?
Yeah, that was you could do that. There was early forums. Yahoo had groups in the early days, but then there was also stuff like the IRC chat, which was like early pre like AOL Instant Messenger, and that's how a lot of people would like talk. I also know people that used to date or not date. I used to work with a woman who dated a man and eventually got married to a guy that she met over RuneScape in the like
Oh,
mid
dude.
90s.
I have a friend who still plays
And
that.
he lived in like England or something, and then they started dating like long distance, and then he moved over. But that's how they met was, and when she first told me that she met her husband like that, I was like I feel like if it was like if I wasn't so online, I'd be like that's crazy. But I was just like, okay, yeah, that like tracks. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, we got it.
All right, we gotta let Christian talk more because this is their Tyrell's kind of just hogging the airspace here.
That's true. I have been talking
Yes,
nonstop.
podcast.
What's this soundboard?
I hate when a guy hogs his own podcast.
Yeah,
It
really.
really grinds my gears. Yeah.
You should. I want to do one where it's just I just sit there and not talk because
Yeah.
it just show how virtuous.
There's a couple podcasts.
Well,
Is that true?
There's some people that do podcasts where they don't really have much of a connection. They just kind of sit around and do a lot of and then they don't edit it out, which is really fun. But
yeah. So yeah. Yeah. That would be really annoying to listen to. I don't anyway. Let's talk about some stuff that we hate about the internet. So I found this on Twitter. This is regarding the writer's strike that's going on in Hollywood, I believe, and there's going to be some crazy stuff going on. So Aaron had this to say. This strike is immoral. These writers should continue working to provide access to mental health outlets of millions of Americans. People will commit suicide because of this, and these writers will be morally culpable.
What do you think? Yeah, what do you think?
And Katie says, yeah, I will kill myself if I can't watch Jimmy Fallon.
oh man, that stinks. Oh,
Well,
brother.
can you imagine if you were depressed and your psychiatrist prescribed the Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you take over. I'm gonna keep you on your levels of Big Bang Theory, but I'm also gonna prescribe you Young Sheldon as well.
Yeah. Have you seen Ted Lasso? I think you would
Oh,
feel
Lord.
much better if you watched Ted Lasso.
Boy, that's thing. Yeah, I believe I saw this. Either saw this post or I saw people reacting to it. where it is like just points to the entitlement of people, where it's like, okay, so yeah, these people are working long hours, they're not getting paid, their stuff's going out, they're not getting like the residual money from it. But also, I need to see Steven Universe's new adventures, and if I don't, I'm going to jump off of a train platform and kill myself. So.
Yeah, I mean, they have a real motive, and it's hidden by.
Yeah, and their lives are very difficult. And you know what? Those people are more important than the thousands of writers that are getting just the shittiest end of the stick. So
Exactly.
I think that these people that do not work and stay at home and are online 97 hours a day definitely deserve to have new episodes of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I don't know. I don't even know if that show's on anymore.
Here's another argument: is don't you want these people to stay at home? Like you don't want them.
It's true. You don't want them out in the public spaces. Good
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
Yeah.
I happen to be one of those people that you don't want in the public. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So,
which is why we should go to doing this remotely.
We should. I live about 30 minutes away. You guys mind if I drive home and join back?
Just call in on your. Just hook it up to the Bluetooth on your car and do it.
That's right. That's a good point.
The world's first mobile podcast.
That's right.
Oh, we should just do a podcast where we're all driving around.
God damn it! What's this guy doing?
Just running errands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast. Cause does this guy have a fucking blinker?
And yeah, it's the world's longest podcast. We drive until one of us gets in a wreck.
That's not a bad idea. That is actually genius. Except
I wonder if insurance would cover that.
I'm gonna have to get insurance on my car before we do that.
Should we call a suicide hotline and ask them if the SAG writer strike is
Should we do that?
Should we?
I'm a little on the fence about that. I feel really bad for the person that has to answer.
You have reached the Disaster Distress Helpline, a part of the 8 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline dedicated to providing 24/7 crisis and emotional support hotline for people experiencing distress or other mental health concerns related to any natural or human-caused disaster. Para español, oprime el número 2. All other callers, please stay on the line for the next available counselor.
I already feel a little better. Based on this music.
Please stay on the line while your call is directed to an available responder.
Is this real?
Disaster Distress Relief Hotline. This is speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, I was giving a call. I was recently online and I read that the Screen Actors Guild is going to be on strike soon, and I was just really worried because I know that means that there probably won't be like a new season of Ted Lasso for a very long time, and that's just super distressing to me.
Okay, so how can I help you?
I don't know, like I'm just feeling really down about it. I feel like that writers provide access to mental health outlet for millions of Americans, and I feel like there could be people that commit suicide because these writers won't write and they'll be morally culpable.
I'm sorry, say that last part again. You broke up a little bit. You said that there could be what?
That people could commit suicide because there's these writers could stop writing for the shows and people won't have like an outlet and they'll be morally culpable.
Yeah, I mean, definitely could be a possibility.
I mean, I know these writers
suicidal?
aren't making a lot of money and like their jobs, they aren't getting like a lot of the stuff that they should be getting. But at the same time, like, I don't feel like they really care about people.
Yeah, agreed. Are you feeling suicidal?
I'm not, but my brother's here and he's not feeling too well about it. I don't know, Kevin, how do you feel about the writer's strike?
I don't know. I just think it's immoral.
How do I feel about it?
No,
Well,
my brother's here. I'm sorry. He's the reason I
Mhm.
called. He's not feeling very well.
I just think it's immoral. Like they should continue to provide
Absolutely.
access to mental health outlets for millions of Americans. These shows just provide people with such joy,
Right.
you know.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you.
So
Yeah, I mean, it's something that has come across our forum, if you will, of things to look out for.
has anyone
And
else
I agree
called
with
about
you.
this?
I'm sorry.
Does anyone? I'm sure lots of people are calling in about this, right?
Well, not yet, but we have a lot of different lines. So I'm just on one line, but there are several lines that we have. So not as of yet on my line, but I will. I've been definitely prepared to get those calls.
Huh. You don't watch Ted Lasso?
I have actually just started watching it
Oh,
because someone told me that it was really good.
Do you
So
like
I'm
it?
right about on episode 2 or 3.
Oh, what is your favorite part about Ted Lasso?
I don't know. I don't actually get the. I haven't actually been able to capture the storyline.
Oh, oh, they hung up.
So that's that.
I hope that lady didn't kill herself.
What just happened?
Did we just depress her so much that she ended her life?
I don't think they're supposed to do that. That's probably a good thing.
Well, maybe the moderating person's like, all right, cut it.
Yeah, cut it.
Because she's going to start talking about Ted Lasso. Like 40 a minute.
I think it was
I
pretty.
can't be sitting here for another 40 minutes.
I was gonna get Kevin to do like a 15-minute recap of Ted Lasso about what it's about because she's like, I don't understand the storyline. I have to be like, Kevin, what is the storyline?
There's a guy on a bridge and he's just like the
Uh-oh,
phone ringing.
Oh, it's not 911.
Yes.
Let's not go overboard.
It was probably good that she.
Should we
hung
call
up.
911?
Yeah. Hello. Hey, have you seen Ted Lasso?
There's going to be a new season of Ted Lasso. It's like, what's your address so I can come and shoot you in the head? Thanks.
Oh, you really hate Ted Lasso, huh?
I mean, it's a dumb show.
Is it?
I've seen every episode, but yeah,
I
it's
was
very-
really gonna be in trouble if you had me explain Ted Lasso.
It's gonna be so funny though. Do you want to explain what Ted Lasso is for the listeners?
I haven't seen it.
But you could
Well, see, that would
you
even
should take
make
your
that
best
thing
shot.
even better.
All right, so Ted Lasso, just living his life. Just a normal guy, some guy you might see on the street, you or me. Maybe not me, maybe not Tyrell, probably not you either, but one of those people you might see out there walking around. He's in football at first, but if you don't know about, if you're an American, football has the cone shaped. It's like two traffic cones without the base, and that's kind of what a football would look like. And they throw it around. In football, they wear like lots of pads, especially on their shoulders, which is a very sensitive part of the body, is the shoulders. So you really want to protect those. But you know the pads are getting smaller because they're getting more tough, right? It's a lot more material, right? They have carbon fiber now, which they didn't have before, which is a mix between carbon and fiber. Fiber you might find in various types of food, like spinach. It's very good for the digestive tract. If you don't have a high fiber intake, it's not bad as long as you're supplementing with Metamucil. I know Tyrell does that. He actually recommended it to me, and I'm very regular now. And regular, for those of you who don't know, is sort of a digestive community slang for just going number 2, which is poop, every single day, at least once a day. Irregular, I guess, would be more than twice a day or less than once a day, right?
That's irregular.
A day being 24 hours. So, right, if it's been more than 24 hours and you have not pooped,
Set a timer.
you're not regular.
911.
Yeah, or the crisis hotline, because It's a crisis. I mean, it really is. And so you might want to kill yourself if you haven't pooped for that long. And it can actually, there is.
So set a timer after you poop. If you haven't pooped for 24 hours, when that timer goes off, kill yourself.
And another factor of that is how fast, right? How fast are you pooping, right? So if you're pooping, it takes 1 second. Okay, poop, right? That's not regular. That's not considered regular, even if you do it once a day, right? Because it means you're not absorbing all the nutrition you need. So that would potentially be, that's like diarrhea probably. And if it's taking too long, also irregular, right? You're pooping for 45 minutes. You could potentially watch a whole episode of Ted Lasso, right? Ted Lasso, for those of you that don't know, just a regular guy walking around just like you or me. Maybe not like me, maybe not like you. But one of the guy you might see walking around on the street. Football is an American sport. The ball's shaped like two traffic cones, and it has laces on it, right? So they throw it, and it spins in the air. And so because it spins, it flies a little farther. But it's big, so you can't throw it that far. So sometimes they hand it to a guy, and that guy runs with it. You notice that in this game, everyone's touching the ball. Every touch. Touchdown, for example, there's no that invokes touching, which in England, touching is you can't touch unless you use your legs, right? And everybody knows that. It's considered unnormal, uncomfortable for everybody.
Irregular.
They have this thing. I'm on the spectrum. I have a feeling that because of my heritage, half of my heritage, that's why, which is actually English. And they all have the same thing. And I also don't get much vitamin D, right? In England, they don't get much vitamin D either, right? Because there's clouds. There's a lot more cloud. I mean, we have clouds too, right? But it's just not as much, right? They have clouds like all the time. And so they thought of this sport where the ball there was no touching involved whatsoever.
Yeah, no, that's great. So that's Ted Lasso. Christian, do you have any posts that you want to read?
And he has a mustache. He has a mustache.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a couple here, but I think I'm going to start from the bottom here. I found this post over on our relationship advice from a young lady who needed some input on her relationship. So she says, "So I've been dating my boyfriend for 3 years now, and we are a long distance couple. I haven't been over to his house very often, but 5 months ago I was there for an extended amount of time. While I was there, I made a shocking discovery. We were chilling in his room, and in the corner of my eye, I saw some bottles of what looked like orange juice. I opened one up to smell it, and it wasn't orange juice, it was piss. I was so disgusted that I found bottles and bottles of my boyfriend's piss laying near the closet. I confronted him about it, and I expressed my disgust. I told him, what you did was heinous, and if you do it again, we are going to have problems. He kept making excuses for why he peed in bottles instead of using the bathroom like a normal person. He said his room is way too far from the bathroom, and he would have to go down like 2 flights of stairs at night, and it would disrupt the house and his sleep. I understand the bathroom's a bit far, but that does not excuse poor hygienic habits. So he agreed he would not do it again. But one night when I was sleeping, I heard crunching noises, and it was him holding a bottle and peeing in it. He was peeing right next to me while I was sleeping. The worst part is when he finishes filling the bottles up, he throws the bottle into the closet and just forgets about it. He doesn't throw his own piss bottles away. His mother will occasionally come in and clean the room. Then she will dispose of the piss bottles. What should I do? That's a heavy question to end a post like that with. What should I do? If you gents can believe it, a bunch of the people there said, "Girl, what are you doing? Leave." What what is going on with this guy?
This orange juice
good.
doesn't taste like orange juice.
What kind of orange juice does she drink? And
Yeah, I'm telling you.
What is
if
he
you're
drinking?
seeing a bottle of, if someone's bodily fluids look like Florida's best, that person needs to go to the hospital immediately.
It
That
has
is,
pulp too. What's going on here? I didn't think he liked the pulp.
it's just yeah. And the whole thing of like, please stop pissing in a bottle, and then like at night he's just trying to sneak one last piss off while sleep.
What's with this crunching noise too?
Like,
mean,
I don't know what to do about this. I'm gonna post on the internet.
I'm gonna post something. I'm gonna put something deeply embarrassing about myself up on the internet.
Well, but this guy's
Rather
got
than leaving him, I'm gonna go ask the internet what I should do.
he's got
They'll have
serious.
they'll have a reasonable response to me, I'm sure.
But okay, so he's got serious like urinary tract issues, right? This is what she should be worried
Probably.
about.
Oh, she
He's-
should be worried about him. Yeah, not. That's what she should worry about him about.
It sounds like a crunch when he pees.
I think that's because he has a water bottle. I think he has like a
Oh, he's
Kirkland brand water bottle that disposable water bottle that he's pissing in.
it's like but like a Gatorade bottle or something. Not that I would know.
Not as solid, just something that's a little flimsy. And as he's squeezing it to aim his stream into it, it's just crunching and crackling.
I like that
Oh,
his
brother.
mom's just like, "Are you done with these, honey?"
40-pound garbage, 40-gallon garbage bag full of bottles full of neon yellow piss. Like, I'm just gonna get rid of these for you, okay? You don't need them for anything, right?
Mom, wash them out and give them back. Okay, honey.
Should we?
She goes to Target and asks if they're dishwasher friendly.
I just couldn't imagine, like, my significant other just like hearing in the bathroom just crunchy sounds while they're peeing, and then discovering what looks like apple juice and being like, "Yeah, this is fine for now."
Well, don't do it again.
I'm gonna let it play out.
Yeah, we'll
You know,
see where
let's-
this leads.
Let's see the chips fall.
Maybe this is a phase. Should we? Okay, so should we call a
She's
plumber?
honestly a great person.
Yeah,
Like that she would just be so she would put up with it.
she's a saint.
Yeah.
Yeah. If only we could all find someone that would live with our piss bottles.
Yeah.
Should we call a plumber and see what their suggestion for getting rid of all our piss bottles are for?
Yeah. You can do this one too, Tyrell.
Oh, this is all you.
Oh, we all do it?
We'll all do it. And feel free to jump in, Christian, if you ever.
Thank you for calling. All calls are recorded for training and quality purposes. Please hold while we transfer you to an agent.
Hello?
This is. How can I help you today?
Oh, hi. I was giving you a call. I wanted to give you a call because I have I don't know if it's necessarily a plumbing issue, but my boyfriend, I recently found out he was going to the bathroom and I kept hearing like this crinkling noise, and I didn't know what it was until one day I saw that I saw like a water bottle, and it was in his closet, and it looked like there was apple juice in it, and then it turns out it wasn't apple juice, it was his own pee, and so now we have a bunch of water bottles with pee in it, and I was just wondering what your recommendation would be the best way to get rid of, I don't know, probably what's around 100 gallons of bottles of pee.
Okay. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to assist with this. I am only able to schedule service calls.
Like I'm just wondering like what the recommendation would be.
Unfortunately, I'm a third-party answering service for Dunn Plumbing and Heating. I cannot assist. I cannot advise in this case, unfortunately.
Oh, is there a first party we could get to?
So this is the contact number for the office. However, when the lines are busy, the calls get redirected to us as well.
Okay, I was just wondering because we just have all this pee sitting around, and I'm not really sure like the best way to get rid of it. Like, what would what would the suggestion be? Like, if you worked there, what would you say?
We are not able to provide any advice, unfortunately.
Oh, that's okay. I guess I'll just um sit here and live with.
Have you seen Ted Lasso?
No, unfortunately not. Is there anything else I could help you with?
All right. If you don't know, Ted Lasso this is a TV show. Ted Lasso is just like a guy, just like you and me. You sound like a woman. I don't want to just like assume, but you do. He's just like a guy, just like you and me, walking around, regular guy, got a mustache, right? And there's football, right? So he plays this game called football. They throw this little traffic cone around. It's got laces on it. Flies like a little bit farther because it's like, but it's a little big. So sometimes I hand it off because the guy's arm gets tired, right? People are like, there's big guys, right? Because you don't want the guy, they're like tackling each other. You don't want them to get tackled. Are you still there?
Oh,
Christian's never doing this again.
Are you going to do this again?
I'll come on again. I have like such a phobia about doing prank calls that goes back to from like child. I could never do it. I can't be on the spot like coming up with a bit like that. It's too much pressure for me.
Yeah, we can't either.
Yeah, that's why nobody listens to our podcast because it's way
No,
too.
that's good. That's
Is it?
the very long pause that she gave after you gave the description of what was happening. That woman is going to go home and be like, "You will never believe the call I got," and then she's going to be talking about that for weeks.
That's why I think it's good.
I'm just very surprised that you were able to just find off the top there, just find a company that would be able to answer. It's wonderful.
Yeah, you just call a phone number.
You know, I've heard about this. I've heard about this calling phone numbers thing, and one of these days I'm going to try it.
How do you guys find your?
I don't know yet.
Maybe we should do a texting prank show where we text
for an audio.
for an audio, yeah, for a podcast.
I feel like
Yeah, this is I'm doing my my dial a doctor video conference prank on my podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do. Yeah, my next physical. I'll just
Record it for the podcast.
I'll record it for the podcast.
Your sodium levels are dangerously high. You're like, oh, this guy.
Your liver
What a
enzymes are
goofer.
out the roof.
Hey Doc, have you seen Ted Lasso?
Do you know what Ted Lasso is?
Just giggling. Well, how do you?
My brother's here.
Yeah, but that.
Hey Doc, just walk in. Have you seen Ted Lasso? But I do want to know how you guys find your posts, because a lot of times we sit here and just like don't find anything that's that interesting.
Oh, don't ask them their secrets, man. They're like,
Is it a secret?
I mean, it's pretty. I mean, to be honest with you, we kind of have. I don't want to say it's like a cruise control thing, but like doing it for like like 5 years now, coming up on, like, you kind of know where to look for stuff. And then a lot of the times for like the bonus episodes where we just do like random posts that aren't themed or anything, I just have like a whole document where if I'm on Twitter and I see somebody share like a screenshot from Reddit or something, like there's a couple like Reddit specific accounts on Twitter that will post like bad stuff. But like really, if you just kind of like type whatever you want to, like eating smegma Reddit, like boom, you're gonna get like, the first like 4 results are gonna be like pretty good stuff. So yeah, it's just kind of just doing the SEO, baby, and just hitting it. Another great place is the Insane People of Facebook subreddit over on Reddit. You can just literally find whatever, like some people will post, just any website will post like something insane and it ends up there usually. So
Wow.
all right,
I wanna
listeners. So now you
interview
know how to
these
start
people.
your own podcast.
yeah, now you can start your own podcast that you can
I wonder if there's any
Yeah,
way to
we
get
had
a hold of it.
we had a guy reach out the one time. He's like, "Hey guys, I'm starting like a podcast almost exactly like yours, but I don't want to rip you guys off. But I was just wondering exactly how you did find your posts and stuff." And it's like, well, don't. That's not a great way of like approaching the subject, I don't think. But
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah. Now he knows.
Now, yeah, now he's.
Well,
got
this
these-
is awkward.
Yeah, if he
Yeah.
if he's listening to you guys' podcasts, he's gonna know exactly how we do it, how
We
the
did-
sausage is made. Well, you said about being able to prank call somebody. If we get Geiger on here, I believe he still has Andy Dick's cell phone number, which was
No way.
because speaking of crazy people. So at one point there was a guy that posted on Twitter. He was like, Andy Dick's not answering. Andy Dick is jerking me around and whatever, and was like sharing screenshots and like had like his phone number in it. So then we called the guy, and the guy was like, yeah, I've been messing around with Andy Dick or whatever. And we're like, well, can we have Andy Dick's phone number? He's like, yeah, and he gave it to us. And then Geiger called Andy Dick, and he's like, hello, who is this? And he talked to him for like 10 minutes or something. And we kept trying to. They're like, "Do you want to come on our podcast?" And I think it was like a very specific amount of money. It was like $1,100. He wanted to be on the podcast, but it was like an oddly specific amount. Like he needed $1,100 right then, and he's like, "That's how much I'll do it for." We're like, "That's a little steep."
That is. Wow, I need to know why.
I need $1,100 now.
Immediately, yeah, and then I'll do your podcast. It's like I honestly do not trust you, Andy Dick, but
Yeah,
thanks for answering your phone.
that's
So.
amazing. That's so funny.
Oh, you think Andy would have dipped? You don't think this is a guy of integrity?
No, I think he's a man of ill repute. If history serves.
Ill repute.
I mean, if you want to really trace it back, he's the reason Phil Hartman died. A lot of people point to him for that
Oh,
reason.
shit, that's my dad.
He gave
That's
Phil
true.
Hartman.
That's the same.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry to hear that.
That's Tyrell's. Never mind. Yeah, what was it?
Just that Andy Dick gave Phil Hartman's wife drugs two nights or something before she went bonkers and blew both their brains out. So
Oh
I think
my
that's probably the
God.
reason like everybody's died from drugs, like Kurt Cobain and Mac Miller. And
yeah,
Mac-
you see the last pictures of them, and they're just Andy Dick in the background. And he's like wearing a big garish bow tie or something. It's like, what's that? There he is again.
Right,
There he is.
Jimi Hendrix, I think too. Elvis.
yeah, Elvis.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys?
All right, well, I think we can wrap up there. Thank you so much, Christian, for being on our podcast.
course.
This was a lot of fun, and I hope you had fun as well.
Yeah, I very much enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to my listeners getting to hear you guys do it, and hopefully we'll get some back and forth for you guys. And I would love to be on again. Well, of course, with Geiger's blessing. I have to make sure the boss man's okay with it. So
Understood. Yeah, Kevin has to ask permission for everything that he does for me as well.
I have to go home for dinner in a little bit, so.